thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited that you would like to take this proactive stance on having a more healthy lifestyle and taking control of your health care. And we're going to be doing that today by making a natural air freshener. So I'm really excited about this one. One of the reasons why is we've all purchased one of those little pop-up air fresheners and they have that stuff inside and we don't really know what it is, and we've probably all touched it. All we know is it's chemicals and it's not probably good for us. So we're going to get rid of that. So not only are we going to eliminate those toxins in our immediate environment, our home, but we're also going to eliminate the waste that we're putting into the planet. So that's really great. The other reason why I really love this project is that it's kid friendly, and you know, it's August and back to school. So it's a great time that we get to sit and spend a little extra time with our kids and get to do this project. And it's something that they could actually give to their teachers. So it's very creative, very fun. So let's get started. Great, so now that we have all of our supplies, let's talk about them a little bit, okay? So for your containers, this one I had left over from last year when I made some holiday jam, so it's a little smaller, has some texturing on it, so maybe not have to do a lot with this one. And I didn't because it's just in my hall closet with my shoes. So I didn't really decorate it or do too much embellishing on this one, just some fabric that I had laying around and done. However, I also have this jar. So this jar is a little bit bigger. It would take a little bit more of the baking soda. When I measured this out, probably 3/4 of a cup. However, I'm only going to use a 1/2 cup, and I'll show you why here in a moment. And then has, again, the removable inside part with that ring. So you can just put that fabric on and close it up. My last jar that I want to show you is this. Actually, pretty cool, right? So I got this at Fresh Time. There's a little dessert in there and I ate it. I'm like, this is really kind of cool. I don't think I want to recycle this. I think I'm going to wait and repurpose it, and I'm going to do just that. However, it doesn't have a lid, so I'm going to utilize this little hair tie here to put my fabric on. So speaking of fabrics, as you saw, I just used some just red fabric here. This is just leftover that I had laying around and threw it on. That's what I would encourage you to do. Do you have an old shirt that maybe has stains on that you're not going to donate? Just old fabric, just leftover stuff. Try to do that. You know, I would never expect somebody to go out on that supply list and go, I gotta buy this, I gotta buy this. Just try to find stuff that you already have. I mean, that's the point of everything here, is to save on the waste. The other thing is a fabric like this. This is just some tulle. And again, didn't go out and buy this off the rack. I just found it in the remnant section and I'm like, perfect. So those are the types of fabrics you're gonna wanna gravitate towards. I would try staying away from fleece or flannel, something like that's a little thicker. It's gonna be a little harder to put that cap back on, and you're gonna really wanna be able to have that smell come out, okay? So that's that for the first part of it. The second part is baking soda, right? This is a really big bag. I only have it because we make bath bombs and shower melts, and that's why I have that. Otherwise, you're not gonna need a lot of baking soda in a little container like this, just 1/4 cup. Now, if you're making many of them, you might need a little bit bigger box, okay? I would suggest a bowl to mix it in. You could do it in the container. I find it tends to be a little, you can't really mix it up that well. So a bowl, a spoon, and then whatever essential oils you're gonna use. So I'm gonna be making 2 different ones and showing you how you can embellish these a little bit. For the one I'm gonna be putting in Taylor's room. So we are actually going to be using the hair tie and this little cute thing. And we're gonna be using some Hello Kitty ribbon. And we're gonna be coloring her baking soda today. So we're gonna use some mica powder. You could also, if you wanted to, use a little food coloring, okay? Again, have the mica powder because soap making, bath bomb making, so don't go out and buy that. You can certainly just use a couple drops of your food coloring as well, okay? So those are all things that we're gonna do. And for my big one, I have some shells. So we're gonna be doing all of that today, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, I already measured it out because I didn't want to have to dig into the bag. So we're gonna be making this little guy. I have my stuff here. So I'm gonna probably put, geranium is pretty intense. I'm gonna put about 3 drops of that in there, okay? And then 4 and 4. And then we're gonna take a little smell and see what it smells like. If I wanna add a little bit more, I can. Again, probably close to 10 drops in here. And so what I wanna do, what I'm doing is I'm finding those drops of oil and pressing them into the baking soda. So you really just want to try distributing it as much as possible. Could you just leave the drops? You probably could, but you really want to distribute it to as much of that baking soda as possible. The great thing about using baking soda is the baking soda is going to really absorb the bad odors, and then you're going to let these great essential oils come through for your scent. So that's what I just find so great about it. So you're gonna mix all that up, okay? Smells good. So, yep, I like the smell of it. It's fantastic. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of colorant to it. So I'm gonna take my mica powder. Again, if you chose to use your food coloring, that would be fine, all right? That would be fine. So again, I'm gonna stir that up. You can see it's already turning a nice pink. And again, it's not necessary. You could just do white. It's fine. It would look fantastic. Now, I could choose to really get in there or just toss it together, right? It's okay if it's not all in there perfectly every single color. Now, it's optional, but I would highly recommend probably about a spoon of rice in there. The rice is going to help with the moisture, okay? So that it doesn't get hard and clumpy. Simple as that. So now that we have that, the next thing that I want to do is put my band on. So I want to decorate that, and so what I'm going to do is glue gun that on, all right? Simply go around. This is a part where you might want to have help your kids out if you're having them help with your project. There are some low settings for your glue guns, so I would put it on that low setting. Anyone who's gotten stuck with that hot glue knows what I'm talking about. All right, so got my band done, and then all we're gonna do is put our mixture. Oh, it smells just like a flower garden. This is gonna be fantastic. It really does change everything when you put some coloring in there, doesn't it? Looks great. So I have a couple different pieces of tulle here. Here we go. Just make sure some of that stuff doesn't get out there. We'll see how good I am here. Putting this band on with the tulle. Come on, you can do it. Oh, we're almost there. All right, got it on there. Fantastic. So I'm gonna work this out just a little bit. And there you have it. It's that simple. So there is our first one done. And as you can see, a little bit of Hello Kitty going on there with a little bit of tulle. So again, the cool thing about this is you're going to pull that tulle out a little bit. There, looks adorable. So there we are. You're gonna just go ahead and give it a little bit of shake, and it smells great. So that's our first one of how you could just repurpose, make it there. The tulle is gonna work great. You're not gonna wanna tip it upside down. You're just gonna wanna give it a shake. The great thing about these are, and I'm gonna show you with this one, is that you can just undo that, right? Add some more essential oil into there and cover it back up, seal it back up, and you're good to go. So it is eliminating waste and eliminating those toxins. Who wouldn't want that? All right, let's finish up with this last one. So this one, I'm going to use a little bigger jar, and I'm going to use some shells in it because it's going to be in my bathroom. So in the previous one that I just made, I took some oils and put it in. I also now am going to use a diffuser blend that I have made up already. You may have seen it on the page. If not, look back. It's called Waterfall, and I love it. So we're going to put probably about maybe 18, 20, so 3 droppers full of it in there, okay? We're going to start with that, and we're going to mix that up and get that in there very well. We're going to put our coloring in there, and then we're going to fill it up. So the thing is, if you have those little dropper bottles and you're giving this away as a gift, okay, so you made somebody an air freshener and you're giving it to them, especially one that is going to be used for a while. It's not just going to be, let's say, a Christmas one or something like that. The one thing that I would suggest doing is giving that as well. So it'd be a great add-on to the gift so that they could basically refresh their air freshener. How fantastic would that be, right? So you give them that, and then again, when I'm refreshing this, I'm not going to be putting 20 drops in. I'm going to be putting 4 or 5 in, 4 or 5 in. So you add a couple of drops to your already, oh, that smells nice. Yep, looked like I was going to eat it, but I didn't. And this one I'm going to do a little bit of blue. And actually, you know what? I'm going to swirl it, now that I think about it, with a little bit of green. So we're just going to have a multicolored in there. And again, eventually it's going to turn teal, only because as you mix things up a little bit, that's what's going to happen. Got a little right there in my hair. So I'm not going to mix this a lot. I'm just going to do a couple of little swirls like that, okay? So that's all I'm going to do. And then what I'm going to do is throw some shells in here as well. So put some shells in there and then start filling in with my, I have a couple of big ones too, which I think are really cool that I'll be adding to there, as well as some of my other shells. So I'm going to try actually getting them to the side a little bit so you could see them through. But part of this is going to take up space, so I don't have to have a lot of that. And part of it's just so that they have some shells in there, just for some added viewing, really. So I'm just going to add these shells in there as well. So just something else. There's little rocks. There's those glass pebbles. You could use those also. Get a little bit of a mess there. There you go. And I'll lay that one right there on top. Okay? So I have already embellished the ring. Okay? So I've already done that. And then what I'm going to do again, I'm just using some tulle. There we go. This one's going to be a little easier to put on because it's just that ring. So now I'm just going to screw that top on, and voila, it's done. Look at that. See some of those shells coming through, and again, we just do a little shake, and there it is. Perfect for the bathroom. So there we have it. We have our 3 different variations of our natural air fresheners. You can see they're all a little bit different. They're easy to make, and the thing is we're not throwing this out once we're done, right? We are just recharging it. We can either make up a nice little blend like that, or you're gonna just take your essential oils, add a few drops to it, shake it up, and recharge it. So it's a fantastic way to A, remove those toxins and chemicals from our life, and B, help the environment a little bit as well. And they look fantastic. It's not one of those little pop-up things, right? They actually look amazing. So they're great for your home. They make great gifts. So enjoy. If you make one, take a picture of it, throw it down in the comments so we can see all of your creativity. And until the next time, peace, love, and oils.